Hi everyone, I am Alicia Dianne and I want to say happy afternoon, happy Wednesday. I hope you guys are having a good week so far. It's been a busy week for me. I had like a bunch of things going on this morning, I had a few meetings, but I wanted to make sure that we did some recording today. And one of the things that I'm working on right now, it's not studying the masters, and we will get back to studying the masters, but I wanted to work on some animal characters, and I thought that you guys might enjoy coming along and working with me on some of these. So I'm going to go ahead and switch my window. I'm going to go into my Photoshop. Let's see, I'm not in the right window here. Hold on just a sec. Let me pull up the right thing and make sure. I put my, okay, here I am. I'm going to close a few things and I'm going to pull this up, sure that I'm in the right way. And I was doing a couple of just some quick sketches here with lines. I was just trying to play around and just like, get back into the vibe of just drawing some lines, but I am trying to create a line character. And I thought I would do some of that with you guys. Hold on just a second. Let me get some water. But I wanted to go ahead and try out some different things with my animal character that I have. And I have this list here on my wall, and it's like a list of different character traits and things like that that you can use as like a reference. And I'm trying to really get a good sense of how I want my character to be. So I have here my Google, and I've been looking at different line references, and now I want to start to just try and hone in on some designs. So let's go ahead and just start sketching. And so some of the let me write down some action words. I'm going to write some down. So let me see. Powerful, intimidating, but also charming. And I want him to be kind of skittish, but not cowardly, because he's strong and he's powerful. He's strong. And this is something that you can use in your character designs too, just writing down some words and what's going to help you. Oh man, let me think. So he's powerful, he's strong, he's intimidating, he's charming. But maybe he's a little bit like immature. Maybe he's just like a little bit, That's probably a good word. So maybe let's see how we can probably put that into a character. I'm going to just play around with some rough stuff. Let's see. Here, and because I like this. I'm going to name it traits. My character traits. And now I'm going to go ahead and just play around with some different ideas. And a lot of times when I'm doing a character design, I'll start with the facial features instead of going in and putting the let's see. How can I get it? I want to start with like the facial features instead of putting the whole torso on there, because with character design, the face is so important that you really want to get that right. And then you can go ahead and start thinking about some nice poses that complement that character. And that's when you would probably start doing torso first. I want him to be distinct too. And by the way, this is a lion. So I'm looking at, I have like my Google window open with some actual photographs of lions. Also, I want him to like have sort of a glowy eye. Let's see. Maybe that lip is a little bit too humanoid-ish. Let's see. What if he just had like his ear sticking out here? Yes. And a body like this. To like give him some kind of ornament too. Like, I don't know what it is yet. So I want him to have either an earring. Oh, let me look. Something that stands out. And right now, information. So, if you were, haven't heard me talk much about my stories because I don't talk about it that much. So I wrote this story and it's kind of been like this undertone of like thinking and writing and developing characters and developing themes and things like that. And so it's a fictional story with a fictional cast, but it has a lot of things that I'm using in real life as my reference and as my inspiration. And it's largely inspired on Kenya and a missionary tribe group that goes there. And this really the story revolves around a girl and her family, but I do want to add in a lot of elements from the region of Kenya and surrounding areas. So right now I'm looking up this ethnic group which is called Samburu, and they have these really intricate, and I'll actually go ahead and, I mean, I could talk forever and you still won't know what I'm talking about. So let me go ahead and switch my window over and let me give you a little look at what I'm thinking. And I don't want to be too close into the camera, but let me switch my view into Google and share that with you. And so this is what I'm looking at, like can I bring in different elements? Can I bring in maybe like some of the coins? Because JD, my main character, she meets this lion when she's up on this high mountain. He's like this really intimidating character, and I want him to really stand out and be distinct. And I wonder if there's things and elements that I can use. And this is something that you can do for your own research and for your own character designs. You know, think about real people, real cultures, and bring those elements into your character designs because it's going to make it stronger. It's going to make them stand out. It's really going to make them, let me see. And yeah, these are like already inspiring me. So let me think. If I brought in some different elements. Okay. So now my clock in my head is like ticking and thinking, and I'm like, okay, there's some things I could probably use. I'm gonna go and switch back into my Photoshop window, and my camera's a little bit off. It's okay. I'm gonna go back into my regular view, and let me think. Because, all right, I almost want to start my whole design over now that I have these elements. But I like this guy, so maybe I'll just add a little bit of something to him. Maybe he, what elements can I have? Yeah, I'm gonna start him over, but still I want to add at least a little bit of something. Let me look at my lion also. Okay. like you want to get inspired, and when you start to feel like when you're looking at references and you start to feel like pumped up, that's a good thing. That means like you're on the right track. You're like looking at the right things, you're feeling inspired, and that's like the perfect environment to let you begin to create and make something new, make something exciting. So what if we have some of these earrings? Okay. More one of these. And this my whole story is totally, I mean, there's a lot of elements of realism in there. It also has a lot of elements of fantasy, and I want to add um, some history. So let's just have fun. Character designing should be fun, so enjoy it and have some fun with it. Without I don't want to go too far because I don't want to get into the realm of like don't want to. It's a tricky game to play because you don't want to appropriate anything when you're making art. But if you have something that you're studying, maybe you're studying your own culture, or you're trying to find your way back through your own history and through your own culture, and then you're like finding inspiration, and that's a great thing. And I think that's a part of what I'm doing. But at the same time, it's like you have to really do some, what, really do some your homework because you don't want to run into the realms of exploiting or appropriating or even misinterpreting culture while you're out there and you're creating your stories, which can be completely fiction, but you still want to at least learn about what it is that you're making. And I'm going to make some more stuff. I'm going to do a new character too. Let me see. Let's play around with this a little bit. What's this guy look like? Another lion. He's powerful, he's strong, he's intimidating, but he's also like having certain features will make your character look goofy. I'm not trying to go in that realm. What's he thinking? What's he thinking right now? He's thinking overall. Now he's like thinking like really little girl. What are you doing anyway? What are you doing anyway? Let's see. I'm gonna move it over. Just give them something to look at. It's always good if you're drawing the eyes. Like draw where they're looking at. Because else it's gonna look kind of weird. It's gonna look like they're looking at anything. But you don't want their eyes to be like cross-eyed. So know where their eye is. He's like, and I want to definite, and the thing with line characters too is really you don't want to fall in the trap of making it look like the Lion King. I don't want to get into that trap, but there's certain elements with really anatomy that are parts of the animal that are really there that are kind of hard to avoid. But and at the same time, my personal style kind of leans towards Disney-esque type of a look, and so I have to be really careful also not to, or to at least push myself out of that to like, okay, what can I do? Oops. I have to call you back. Call you back, mother. That's my mom calling. I have to call her back. But I wanna eat a look, but I don't want it to. He's like kind of like, ooh. I feel like I don't know. This is. Let me figure out what I want him to do with his mouth. And you can go through lots of these little sketches. So I mean, I might go through. I don't even know. I can go through 20 of these before I find a character that I really like. Maybe even more. I don't like his mouth. His mouth is bugging me. Maybe just be that I just put like a little something simple. Maybe I want to push the cheekbone more. Maybe I want to push even the brows more to make them look more powerful. Like, if he's powerful, I think more of a bigger brow might do the trick a little bit better. Let's see what we're going to do with that hair. Problem solving. That is a big part of designing. I want him to have like I kind of want his ears to be kind of long. I think that I kind of like that for him. I think I want him to have sort of fluffy ears. Because I feel like that is like his little bit of immaturity, or maybe his little bit of unsurety. I don't know if that's a word, but I think I kind of like that. His ears are a little bit more droopy. What about his head wear? Can I put anything on his head? Maybe he'll have like something. Maybe he will have just saw something I liked. Maybe he and the way too, if you want to really avoid like the appropriation thing like I was talking about before, it's maybe finding some elements, especially when you're working, try and stick to fiction if you I think in general, if we kind of stick to fiction, it's kind of like gives us a little bit more room to not be 100% accurate, because you probably won't be, especially if you're doing it about cultures on different parts of the world. You can do your best to find out as much information as possible, but more than likely, if you're writing a story about um, some character that you made that lives in another part of the world, you're not going to know everything. I mean, even in your own area, you still don't know everything, but especially if you're doing it in other areas, you're not going to know everything. So don't try and make it exactly the same. Combine things together, change things around a little bit. So you don't want to, use something, especially do your research, because they could have symbols. There could be meanings to lots of different things. And if you're not sure about something, like I'm saying, like do your homework, and then also don't create exact replicas, especially if you don't know what they represent. So that's just a whole nother realm, was doing things and adding, let's see, maybe he has like maybe he's using feathers, but they're going like around his head, almost like completing his mane a bit. I like that. I like the idea of him having feathers, like these crane feathers, and I don't want it to look also like it's supposed to be a Native American headdress, so I have to avoid that also and do my homework with that, because my husband actually is Native American. He is, luckily I've been educated by him about, the symbolism of a headdress, and what that means, and how each feather is important to represent something. So always do your research. So I want to make something that looks unique, and I want to make something that calls to the region, but doesn't look like something else, doesn't look like a Native American headdress. So I gotta kind of, maybe I'm gonna play around with it a little bit longer. Try and find something that works, but I do like the way that this character looks so far. I like his floppy ears, and I like his facial expression. So maybe I'll play around with this guy some more, and maybe I'll make him a little chubby. Too. Maybe I'll do something like that, where he's kind of like, he's not in the tip-top shape of a lion. Let's see, let's try some more things. I think it'll be fun. All right, let's try out some more images with Lion, our friend Lion. And I only have time to probably do like one more. Jeez, I wish I had more time. Oh gosh, the one thing I hate about Google is there's so many just weird images, and sometimes it's just like, really, Google? Like, what is it? Okay. Alright, I'm gonna, I like this one. Go and try and make another design. Let's see. Maybe I wanna try something. I'm gonna try something else. And always don't be afraid to try stuff, especially when you're in the design stage and you just want to try something totally new. Give him something to look at. Maybe he's looking at her more like. Let's see. Maybe this is the first moment where she meets him and he looks really intimidating or something like that. We'll see. I'm not sure exactly what this design is going to see. It's 1, 2. It's not looking like much so far, but I have a little bit of hope that maybe I can kind of. Maybe I just want to give him a little bit more of a curve here. Thinking like, what is he thinking? I should have thought about that before I started drawing. He's thinking, what do you want? That's what he's thinking. He's thinking. Always think about it. It will help your drawing by 1.5 million times if you think about what your character wants before you start drawing. And you'll start to embody the emotion a little bit. You start to feel it. You're like, and I was about to say, think what the heck, think what the heck your character wants, because I started embodying, like, he's like, what do you want? Like, I don't know. As soon as I said, like, his emotion, I started to feel it. Because I wanted to show it. What do you want, girl? Who are you? What are you doing here? And he's just like really impatient. Overwhelmed. I don't even want him to give that much. He doesn't even give her that much. He's just like. Might not look like much so far, but I'm trying to work through the motions, figuring out what I'm gonna do with this one. It's my alarm. I think it's time to wrap it up. Wish we had more time. Here's like a dark shadow. I think I'll really go with this one, but I think it was good to kind of just explore a couple of different options. There'll definitely be a lot more where these started to come from, but I wanted to just begin to kind of problem solve and begin to just kind of get into the act of designing characters. Maybe just here. I don't want him to look too much like a goat or anything. I don't think he kind of looks a little goatish in this one. I don't want him to look goatish. I want him to look like an intimidating lion, but with. I'm still gonna stick with the. Oh no, this face and the floppy ears don't work at all. Because it literally looks like a goat. It's like, what do you want? But I don't know. I think it can be used like that. Maybe I'll use him for. Maybe I'll use a similar design for something else, because I do have a goat like character in my story also. So gotta figure out where I want to take this next. But I hope that this little mini episode was somewhat helpful. I mean, I know it's still like really super rough drawings and stuff like that, but I hope it was, you know, something. I'm gonna get back to you guys. I love recording here. I love being a part of this channel. I love having this channel and having you guys with me on this channel. So I'm really just want to say that I appreciate it, and I appreciate you guys for watching. And I will be back here. And don't worry, studying the masters is not over. And neither is Figure Friday. Where's my window? There it is. And I will be back And before you know it, and I hope that you guys enjoy your week. Have fun. Do something exciting this week. Do something fun, and remember to draw, but also to remember to take time for your family, take time for your personal de-stressing, and take time for um, you. Okay, guys, thanks for watching, and I will be back before you know it. And again, be grateful, live balance, and be yourself. Bye bye.